Now, first off, I never said I licked her, right? I only said I could have simulated licking her if she came in there and I pulled down her panties and she didn't go to the bathroom. And I was seeing if she already peed. That's different, right? Alright? I didn't say it even happened. You are. Now, only my wife, though, that night can be an eyewitness but didn't go to the police and can't go to the police 26 years later, even if she witnessed something or watched something, right? But the problem is now, there's no evidence. All she's got is her lousy word, or the stepmom, or someone on base. Those are the three people who could have gotten it out of me or done something with the daughter before I met her. Now, I only met her 1 to 4 days before we moved back to base, right? Now, normally, when you wake up with her and they're with you, if she's right there in front of you, you know what to do. Bring her back to her mom. I told you that, right? None of this is criminal stuff, by the way. And you do stick out your tongue when changing a child's diaper until they're potty trained, and even after they're potty trained, you're entertaining them. You're trying to teach them how to go potty. It's not a crime. No, it's not. That's your problem too. Even the little girl in movies in school will sometimes stick out her tongue at a little boy. Where'd you think she get it from? Mom and dad or something, right? Changing her diaper, right? Now, you don't know me. Even my ex-wife was only married to me for 6 months and didn't really know me. She rushed into the relationship, and then she started acting crazy. Not me. She got mean to me. Started a fight, left me stranded in Tennessee. That's 2 strikes right there. The last strike would be enough for me to move back to base. Wouldn't you be scared of your wife if she left you stranded on the side of the road somewhere in Tennessee and you didn't know where the hell you were at and you had to get money from your mom to even make it home? Yeah. That'll be enough to say I need to move back to base. I don't know about you. But my ex-wife do that shit to me and I'm moving back to base. I ain't worried about the daughter anymore. It would seem to me like the only reason she married me was to get the daughter from the mom, because she had to be married because the mom wouldn't release her to her custody until she was married, right? Well, if that's all she wanted me for, I knew to get the fuck out of Dodge, as they say. Or get the hell out of Dodge. Excuse my French there, you two, but you know what I mean. Now, you might not know your ex-wife was acting mean towards you. And like I said, would she purposely send her daughter in there to entrap me? I hope not, right? That's what you're implicating as well if you're somebody on base or the stepmom, right? Now, the stepmom had her for 4 days too, though. Along when Sal was at work, maybe, right? Having to watch the girl during the day. Who could have coached her? Stepmom. Not Shane. Shane's not around her without Daphne. Even if we spent the whole weekend together eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday and Sunday, Monday I was back on base. Or Friday, I'm not sure. It was a long time ago, right? Or even if it was just breakfast and dinner, I don't remember exactly, but sometimes you might skip lunch, sometimes might not, right? But usually, though, when we were living there, we ate dinner after work. On the weekends, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and Daffy would cook for me, alright? Like a normal family, alright? She at least had to make it look somewhat normal until she lived in Tennessee. Everything was going fine, of course, for what I thought. Alright? Then, when she finally got permission to get her daughter, after I went to Bethesda and was there for 2 weeks, I come back and she's ready to go. Get her. No, right? I'm not ready. I know she is. She is. She done got 2 weeks leave. She done did this, that, and the other. And I'm in for Bethesda and I don't even know what the hell's going on with her. No. But as soon as I get back, she's ready to go. And I ain't even there a week and she's ready to go and get her daughter, right? Well, she failed to notify me and I still had to be back by Monday, right? See, I was due back on Monday. I hadn't cleared leave and was stuck in Bethesda for 2 weeks and didn't know she wanted me to request leave. She didn't talk to me about that. She couldn't. I was in Maryland, not Virginia. Now, by the time I got home, she's ready to go. In her little off yellow BMW. Now, she gets mad because I'm speeding through the mountains because I got to be back by Monday. Right. That's what I mean. Right. And I can't get off base the night I thought because my ID and everything's in the room. Right. Now, only thing I would call her or Pastor Thomas for is for a shirt. Because I can't get off base. Right. Now, only if Pastor Thomas had a foolproof way to get me back on base might I go off base with them, right? But we would also have to talk to the gate guards about all that shit, you know what I mean, right? You don't leave the base without ID, you can't legally. And you can't be really allowed legally on the base without ID, right? That's the problem there. Now, this story makes more sense than the idiot story ever will. And if it makes more sense, it's probably what happened. And yes, I have my PT license, idiot. Now, when I first typed it up, like I said, just in 2 parts, right? But this is it, right? I got a smaller version in my wallet. But I'm good till October 11th, 2020. Not September 14th, by the way, you may know. They cleared me for almost 2 months. Or 8 weeks or more, right? They only want me to do it 7, I don't know. Well, with what happened this week, dude told me to go home when I showed up on time, trying to clock me into the wrong website, and I don't know what's going on, right? Now, I was talking about being able to sign in from my home, and we were kind of arguing about it. So I did sign in around 11 p.m. and I thought I signed out, but maybe I accidentally didn't. Went to bed and forgot. Right? Was kind of late, and when I did it, right. But again, I show up to work on time today, right? Yesterday, and ready to go, and he gives me attitude and sets me up on the wrong site, right? Which there's nothing I can do about it, right? And I try to say, well, that's not my site. It's Trace S or something, right? Traces, and not that one, that one. Spelled TRAESYS or something. But anyway, Now, I've done answered all this, by the way. But I can now remove your comments, by the way. You're not talking about something you can prove, right? 26 years later. Plus, YouTube ain't even letting it come through anymore. You ain't proving nothing. No. So if they let you say something, I'm just going to remove that too, right? You're not proving anything, right? We're just arguing about it, right? 26 years later with no one able to say definitively what happened. Not the daughter, not the mother, not the stepmom, because she wasn't even there that night. And I'm on the couch, right? Until I'm back to base, right? Now, you're having to make me make light of child molestation because I'm trying to tell you I'm on the couch and nothing should have happened anyway, right? Now, I did say I could have molested her, but didn't on one of my blogs, right? But the key word there is didn't, right? I'm just acknowledging being around the child, and some men would take advantage of that and try to do something, but I'm not that kind of man, right? I don't know, right? Because then you would have to also do something to the mom and shut her up, right? Now, I might could shut up the daughter, but do you think I could shut up the mom and the daughter? Come on, right? Right. Now, usually, okay, the pedophile will threaten the daughter. I'm telling you, I'm on the couch. If she comes in there to me, I know to bring her back to her mom immediately, right? Unless she's over by the bathroom and I think she needs to go to the bathroom, then I just help her go to the bathroom. And that should be one of two things that can happen there. She goes, right? Or she don't go and I have to see she peed. Or tinkled on herself a little. Using the female word for pee, which is tinkle. Now, if she tinkled, I have to check. If she smells like she tinkled, she might also have wanted a bath. So again, I prepare to get a shower with her, maybe. I'm guessing. Making it up. Something I could have done that someone would be offended by, but not criminal. Not criminal. Right. So I undress, but then I'm like, well, Daphne's right there. I shouldn't give her a bath. And I redress and redress her. Well, then you're going to ask her who showed her that. Well, the only one who could have showed her that, again, is Grandma or stepmom. Now, if Grandma did it more than the stepmom, she would still say Grandma showed her that more than anyone else. Come on. But it still don't prove who did anything wrong there or right there or anything, right? It can't, right? You don't really touch the vagina when you do that. You simulate, sticking out your tongue, go down there, and you come back up, right? It's not even a minute, a second, right? Now, as long as you don't touch the vagina, you're just seeing if she peed, and I didn't touch her vagina. I know I wouldn't, right? Hypothetical, I'm telling you, right? I wouldn't touch her vagina because you're not supposed to. That's not what it's about. Now, by you making me make up these two hypotheticals and not being able to prove anything happened, even, right, with the mom or the daughter or the stepmom or the grandma, right? Because, see, the first one they got to verify it with is mom or grandma, I know. And they're going to be the first ones they call. And I told you they already did that. And they already said, no, it never happened, right? I mean, how many times does someone have to tell you that before it sinks in, right? And see, I have to threaten her or Daphne, and trust me, I can't threaten my ex-wife if I'm back on base 4 days later with anything nor the daughter, right? There's no way I can say something so intimidating, right? That even now they wouldn't say nothing or can't prove it happened or didn't happen, right? They would be able to prove something if it happened. And this is what I've been telling you. If I lick her, there would be DNA, saliva on her vagina, which at the time they were starting the DNA testing and stuff like that. It might have been more blood than saliva, I'm not sure, right? But they still might could have tested the saliva at the time, right? And see if I really licked her. That's what I've been telling the idiot too, right? That's what I mean. If I really licked her vagina, there would be saliva on her vagina, and you can test it like that. Now, the third way is if someone higher up, like Cat and Carrie, was trying to entrap me and involve Daphne, or Daphne was trying to entrap me herself and saw the whole thing through a mirror. But the problem is the mirror don't show if I really licked her or not. And it's one-sided, right? And she can't tell. So other than that, nothing happened. And it's not criminal what happened either. You can't prove that, I was trying to do anything but help her get to the bathroom, right? Or take a shower with her, and she didn't go, right? And I told you again, I remember taking a shower with my mom, and I'm a boy and she's a girl. So if my stepdaughter needs a shower or a bath, I'm not afraid to give her one, right? I'm still not thinking criminally, right? To harm her, or have sex with her, or do anything but help her go to the bathroom or take a bath with her or a shower, right? But then since her mom was there, I thought better of it, is what I'm saying I would do in that scenario, if that were to occur, right? But Daphne herself told Garden City it never happened, right? And I can say that too. It never happened. It never happened. So you have all this confusion. Someone's trying to accuse me too late to accuse me. And I can't intimidate my ex-wife not to tell her. My mom knows Daphne. If she thought I touched her daughter, she would go to the police. Or the Navy. And it depends on the story she tells it. As to if they can prosecute me or not themselves. See? Right. And plus, she knew I was mentally ill. Plus, if it did happen, like I said before, that would seem like a weird dream that don't normally happen, right? Especially story 2. Story 1's more fashionable and understandable if she did that. Now, even then, I could have, tried to figure out what she wanted to do. And if you don't ask for something to eat or drink, she usually go to the bathroom, right? And I still could have tried to help her go to the bathroom. I don't remember. And you're creating a false memory for me. And by continually trying to put it in my mind what happened. And when I don't know what happened. Me and Daphne didn't talk about it. And I didn't write the blog till 2005. And this would have only happened in 94, which is 11 years later. Now, Daphne never brought it up. All I said, because of SCU, is I could have molested her but didn't, right? Meaning I'm in the vicinity of her but didn't do it. Could have done something but didn't. And you gotta prove something like that beyond all reasonable doubt in a court of law. You can't just 11 to 26 years later try and prove something happened no matter who it is. Or it gets weird on you. Now, whoever knows about it, though, I hope they're just pretending to know about it too. You can't say it can be proven, right? And that would be someone on base, right? If I couldn't get on base and we were talking about the gay Navy and how my shipmates were doing me, and I hit a raw nerve with one of the guys by asking, why are you gay or something, right? And he couldn't answer me. And see, this is something you accuse someone who's not gay to make it look like they're doing something worse than you, right? When they're not. They're not. They wouldn't do that to a child. They know better. Just like some people know better, don't feel gay, and know better than to do it, right? Some people don't, and we forgive them as Christians, and we can't control you what you do. Satan, though, gives you the power to do each other right and wrong, good and evil, not God, right? Well, yeah, God does too, because he can't do nothing about it. He's a spirit, right? It's the spirit. It's the maker who gave birth to the matter in the terrestrial universe which we're formed from. There's also a celestial universe which is higher and almost invisible to the terrestrial universe because it's a gaseous universe. I'm trying to explain it to you in terms you can understand. There's also a lower universe Satan is trying to take you into with him called Hell, Sheol, Hades, or the grave, right? See, he's leading you into death. But since Jesus raised from the dead, you can raise from the dead too. Don't mean people ain't trying to kill you, but you raise from the dead. Right. So that's the whole point. No one saw me really do this, or they could go to the police or the naval authorities and would have proof or evidence, unless that's all I did, and that's not evidence of any crime, right? And even they would have to say that. Well, he didn't really do nothing wrong. You can't tell if he licked her or not. The girl don't even have saliva on her, right? And she said it didn't happen that night, right? See, you don't. She would still have to wait till Monday to go to the naval authorities, or could go to the police Monday as well. When I move back to base, right? Or Friday night. But she would still have to wait and go to work during the day and not report it Thursday night if it happened Thursday night, right? The first night I'm around her. Now, it's more likely for that to happen the first, second, or third night than later, right? Could it happen Thursday night, Friday night, or Saturday night? Because the child's unfamiliar with me and me her. I'm not sure of her potty training routine with Grandma. But I do know who a potty trainer, Grandma. Fool. And the only one besides me and Daphne who would have contact with her is stepmom or step girlfriend or step fiance, whatever she was to Sal then. And only if she had a boyfriend on the side and they coached her, or Sal himself coached her too. I don't know what you're talking about. But I didn't coach her. I don't think Daphne would even let her go in there to me if she's that bad with me. Come on. And that's what you're saying, though. She did. By even knowing about it, right? Which still brings us to someone on base trying to hide there in the gay Navy. Because back then, you could be court-martialed for having sodomy with a male. And that's what I heard some people were doing. And that's why Pastor Davis was trying to get people to jerk off and not be gay. He was trying to say that homosexuality was a sin. I guess, right? I don't know the details because I wouldn't even jerk off with another man, right? I was taught not to do that and told not to do that. It's wrong, right? And I told you why too. A camp counselor made a move on a 14-year-old boy and asked him if he wanted to feel something good while they were sleeping in the bed together. And he jumped out of bed. I've been around it too, right? And I might have a female cousin who had to deal with it through a fucked up step relative as well. Step uncle, step dad, step whatever. You're not supposed to do that, though, to your children. Even if you're afraid the brother or the cousins or even your own son wants to sleep with her, you're making it worse for him or her, whoever it is you're trying to stop from doing that. I even had a step cousin claim I was gay after I fell asleep and he came in later on that night. And I don't know what time he even came in. You know what that means? He's trying to do me like Lot's daughter did Lot. And claim I'm gay by morning. But I don't know when he even came in. I was fully asleep. Ever heard of a wet dream, Chris? Don't mean I even know you came in. You wouldn't try to smother me over it either, would you? With a pillow. If I woke up with you on top of me either way. And you know what I mean when I say either way. Either you were receiving or trying to give. And one of them woke me up. And I tried to get you off of me and you get off of me. And when I realized it was you. But I would yell it loud too. You would. Loud enough to wake up everybody in the house and wonder what the hell's going on. And that's why I had to dance with the female cousin there too, right? She was there too, right? Because our Aunt Janine had a brain aneurysm, right? Or we were up there visiting the whole family, right? That was the first time, right? And I'm not even 12 years old. I'm not even 12 years old. I think that summer. And when you accuse someone, Chris, you look gay. Who was asleep when you came in. It looks like you were trying to take advantage of me, right? Who just hit puberty. Who would have a wet dream with even his mom in the bed next to him. But still wouldn't, have sex with her. I would only rub against her and she can wake me up and stop me. That's what a parent that's a good parent, not your friends, would do too, Chris. So the only reason you would accuse me of being gay is if someone pulled that shit on you too. Right. And tried to convince you were gay. And maybe they fucked you, I don't know. But again, what that means is do unto others happened to you first, right? Someone did it to you first, right? And you were trying to do it to me as they did it to you. But see, I know the difference there. I was asleep the whole time. I don't even remember waking you up at all. That's fine. Now, my dating life has consisted of 18 women, no girls. Now, the recent girl could have been underage if she was supposed to be 16 in salon and her dad was trying to make her work. And she didn't want to work and took advantage of me and told me she was 37. But knew her dad hated me and wouldn't want her in the salon anymore. So the only way she could get out of it was to have sex with me in the bathroom. And she did it despite her dad. And she did. Who was trying to put her to work too young. And she did it to get him in trouble more than me because he's not supposed to work her yet. And she knew better. That's why.